everybody, ReefGrrl here, and welcome to ReefGrrl Live. I am so happy you could make it. The whole idea here is to have some fun, chat, get some questions answered, maybe show off what you're doing, and get to know each other a little bit better. So sit back, relax, grab a drink. The stream is about to begin. Here we are, another Saturday night. Hi, everybody. So many people in the chat already. That's awesome. It says there are 10 watching, and that's before we've even started. So I'll say hi to everybody over here. And I do have some photographs I can show you guys of the progress that's been made in the last day or two with the Sump. So let me just get my, there we go. Now I can hear myself. Tony Close, UK Reef. You were first. That's awesome. And we have Filipino Reefer. Hey, Benny. Oh, and Tony said, really enjoyed catching the catch-up video with you and Reef Bum. That was really enjoyable. I enjoy being there. And if anyone hasn't run across Reef Bum's channel, I'll put a banner up here and just put up his name so you guys can check it out. Lots of really interesting stuff over there. He's been a YouTuber for quite a while, and he's very experienced as far as reef keeping goes. And he also has a business, reefbum.com or .net. I don't quite remember. I should really check that out. It's been a long time since I actually looked at what he's got there, but he sells stuff too. And, you know, it's always great to be able to support business like that on YouTube. So there's my plug for Reef Bum. Go check it out. Okay, back to the chat. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Paris Rhodes. Hope you're doing well. Chi-Town Reefer is here. And there's Murphy's Aquatics. Hey, Pat. I hope you're staying safe and staying healthy. What's up, buddy? Oh, he's talking to Chi-Town. William Peace Jr. Hello. Alex G's Aquarium. Hey, Alex. I hope you're getting some sleep and getting some progress made on your fish room. You had already got pretty far last time we talked. Calypso's Reefs. Hey, Hector. Hector, did you get the link? I did send it to the new email that you gave me. I included you in the invitation that I sent out before the stream. So hopefully you got that. And if you feel like coming on in, by all means. Who else is here? We have Camaro Kid. Hey, Camaro Kid. And Straight Reefer. Nice to see you. There's Egg Boy 64. I hope you're doing well, Andy. Gerald Harris. Nice to see you. And there's T40. Who else? I think that's... Oh, there's Tina's Reef. Glad you could come by, Tina. And Ryan McCallum. Welcome. Oh, this is really cool. A few names I haven't seen for a while. That's always fun. That's 16 people. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So I hope everybody's staying safe and having some time to enjoy your tanks. I'm sure that those of you who are essential workers are busier than ever. And those of you who are on furlough or unable to go to your jobs right now or working from home, it's a mixed blessing. I know that. All right. So why don't I show you some photographs of what's been going on with the Sump area. Well, first of all, got my lights. I have two of these, the Atlantic V4 Gen 2, and I did do an unboxing. So I'll be putting that together in a video with some other equipment. So we got the lights, and I got 40 pounds of Carib Sea South Seas shelf rock, and that turns out to be 8 pieces of rock. That's what you see right here. And what else did I get? Oh, here's a picture of all of my rocks. I have the little rocks and the little feet that I plan to cement together. And then there's a shelf full of other rocks, which is basically South Seas base rock, and that shelf is where I put the shelf rock. And yeah, lots of Marco cement. So I'll be going to town on that pretty soon. And I'm going to bring Hector in. Hector just popped in, and I'm not going to make him wait because that's a really bad habit I have. So, hey, Hector.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Here, hopefully we don't get the static we got last time.
Oh, yeah. Hard,
Yeah,
eh?
just the signal is really bad down here. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We're just looking at some pictures of the sump progress that we're
yeah,
making.
yeah.
So
Let me see.
this was earlier today, and you can see my husband's been busy. He's the two upright walls were there already. The builder put them in because the tank will be sitting right above there.
Let me just make a quick joke. It looked like you went to Alex's house and took a picture.
I know, right? Except we don't have the Dexter thing going
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Nice to see the progress and both of
Yep.
y'all doing projects at the same time.
Yep, yep. And this
Nice.
was when it was kind of disorganized and wasn't quite done. And then I got one more picture. Now this is when everything's kind of moved away because he was finishing some other painting and installation.
Oh wow.
So he put that big piece of plywood on the wall and painted
Hmm.
it. And then you can see between the two walls, there's a stand and there's a board on top of the stand. And we're calling that the Blue Carbon Bridge because John, Blue Carbon Reefing, recommended that we build something to set our shallow 50-gallon trough
Nice.
on. And so that's what that's what we're naming it. And then over to the left, the white styrofoam, that those white sheets are styrofoam, and that was packing. I forget what that came with, but it came with something that we had bought. Might have been a cabinet that was in the laundry room, but those sheets fit perfectly in the spaces between the 2x4s.
Oh wow.
And the plan is on the other side of that wall is about an 18-inch space, and that's where we're going to put the tank with the RODI water for the ATO.
Hmm.
And so the styrofoam is supposed to sort of cut down on light bleed and whatever. So
Yep.
yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it all works. It's you make the best plans, but
Yeah. Yeah.
who knows, right? In the end.
Yeah.
Well, let's see who else has popped in here tonight. Oh, there's Reef Keeper. Hey, Reef Keeper.
Hey
And
Phil.
Camaro. Sorry, Hector.
No, I just say hey Phil.
Oh, yeah, Camaro Kid said we all miss Murph's videos, and Pat
Hmm.
says there are work to make. Things haven't been the same for me since Dave passed. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true to have. It's always great to have somebody to bounce things off and
Yeah. Yeah.
go back and forth. Yeah, I get that. And Games Reef
Yes.
Tampa. No day.
Sometimes we get there, we lose kind of track of of what we're doing and
Yeah,
why we're doing it.
yeah.
All you gotta do is take a trip to the reef store, buy another coral, and you get back on it. And that's that's
It's
exactly what I do whenever I be like, it's getting boring. I mean, it's nothing else to do with it.
yeah,
But it's just little things. It's just little things. So you move a rock and you get a bunch of new ideas
yeah.
again.
Very true. Very true. There's Johnny Martinez. Hey, Johnny. How are you doing? Did see you on Reef Bun. Big shout out to all you, my fellow reefers. Hey, Hector. Hope all is well.
Hey,
Glad you
John.
could come by tonight, Johnny. Cool. Okay. Well, it's everybody. I think I got everybody in the chat. If I didn't say hi to you, drop your name down there, and I'll make sure that we greet you. And we have Oscar, Insane Reefer, in the waiting room, so I'll bring him in too,
Yay, yay.
and we can have a chat. Hey, Oscar.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are
Os-
you?
I'm
Oscarito, long
hey.
time.
What's
Yeah,
up,
for
Hector?
sure.
What's going on?
I'm trying to put my lens here. Okay, here we go. Now you can see my ugly face.
I don't show mine. I don't got no haircut. I look like a caveman right now.
What? You got a ponytail, Hector?
Yeah, almost. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I've been in here.
Yep.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm kind of in quarantine because 2 of my kids have COVID. So
Oh no.
yeah,
How are they doing?
they're doing all right, better than you know, better than it has been for other people, I could say. But I came out negative. I tested. I'm negative, but I'm still trying to keep away from them and all that. But because of the situation, I haven't been able to go to work for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's great for the first couple of days, and then after that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, useless reefer, welcome.
Nah, with that, on top of that, you got the concern about your health and how bad it could get. Then you
Mhm.
lack in, and you just feel so vulnerable that you can do nothing.
yeah, my condition, I'm diabetic. So if I catch that, it's
Oh,
it could be hard on my health. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
me
trying to stay
too.
away from.
Yeah, I'm diabetic type 1 for 45 years,
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm
and
type
it's
two.
very scary. You're type 2, yeah.
Yeah,
It's an extra concern. People don't
Mm-hmm.
understand how scared it makes you because
Yeah.
your body doesn't have the defense to fight back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch to view here. Let me see if I can remember how to do this.
Sure. And Johnny Martinez has a question. I'm just going to pop it up. Showed fish room. Awesome. Was that a gray steel beam? Yes. And yes, it is sealed. That's a double size beam that they put in right in that area of the house to help support the weight of the fish room and the tank.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that. I'm going to make you full screen for a second here, Oscar.
So it's been a while. I got a
Oh,
bunch of acros here on the top.
Skittles. Looking nice.
Yeah, the colors are looking really good.
That yellow one right there. That's the pink
Whoa.
lemonade. It's growing.
Okay, the last time you showed us, none of that lower encrusted area nor those extra branches were there, were they?
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
This was my second coral in this tank.
Holy smokes.
So that's doing pretty good. This one, it's a Cali tort. That was the
Nice.
first one in the tank. It was just a little stick when I got it in there.
They're growing.
Yeah, they're growing. The PC rainbow is going crazy. Look.
Look at that. I wish mine looked like that. What nice colors.
All that is new growth right there. Those white tips, that's all new growth.
Awesome.
And then I have another PC rainbow here in the back. That's growing too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that one in the corner. Go ahead, Sydney. I'm sorry.
Oh, none of, I mean, my PC rainbow is all green, but it's starting to get sort of pinkish yellow tips. So I'm hoping that means it's going to start coming into the right color.
Yeah, colors are doing good. That one over there in the back, that little yellow one, that's my Walt Disney.
Hmm. Nice.
So it has the yellows and the reds and the greens, and it's doing pretty good.
That's a piece that you gotta move to the front.
Oh yeah, I have a little piece right there. You see that
Yeah.
little piece right there? That's a piece that broke off from that one when I
Okay.
fragged
Okay.
it. Yeah, and look at my Optimus Prime, how it's doing.
Yeah, looking nice. Wow. All the nubs.
Yeah,
Yeah, Gabe's Reef Tampa, awesome tank, bro. It is. Looks really good.
I got some new ones here. I got an Orange Passion, which is that one right there.
Oh, pretty. I like those too.
This one is a Superman tenuous.
Cool.
Yeah, this one is a pink tip table,
Hmm.
and this one is a Arctic freeze. Well, that's what they call them in the site or whatever. Arctic freeze stag. So that was a freebie.
Nice.
But everything's doing real nice. I mean, the A-Can garden here is doing awesome.
Look at those heads.
Woohoo!
Really colorful.
I don't know. I gotta up my game, man. Look at those heads, man.
Yeah, they're growing every day. This one right here is a paletta pink tip.
Oh,
And this one right here is what they call the TSA Bill Murray.
hmm.
And my leopard wrasse is always poking around.
So what fish do you have in here now?
Well, fish, I have less fish than I had before. I lost my naso.
Oh no.
Yeah, this one bullied him to death. So,
Oh jeez.
yeah, I lost him. So I haven't bought any fish lately. I still had, I had him upstairs. That's the yellow tank that was in the 29. So I
Hmm.
put him down here. I still have my engineer Goby.
Hmm.
I still have
Oh.
my first clown that I put in this tank.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see, what else? My yellow chorus and my other storm
The
clown.
other rats just passed by too.
Yeah, the saloon fairy wrasse.
Yeah.
And this is my other little clown.
Cute.
But
Hey
I
Tim,
looking
Tim the
colorful.
Reaper, welcome, and Lynn Reef Nerd, welcome. Sorry, sorry guys.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So that's about it. Nothing much going on here, except for new frags and my little zoo garden here.
Nice,
Youpie.
Yeah, everything's growing.
cool. So Oscar, do you find that when you are home, you sort of have your hands in the tank too much?
No, not really.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I don't put my hands in the tank as much as I used to.
Yeah, only me when I feed. That's it.
I heard something from Telegram the other day. I think it was in IG. He posted, by you putting your hands in the tank, your hairs are pulling nitrates out of the water. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing or not.
I think he was joking, but it turned into a thing after a day or so. Oh, hey, ATF in the house. Thanks for coming by. Oh, he said, Lynn Reef Nerd said, he said that arm hair can improve your tank. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that live stream. It all came up in a live stream on his Boxes and Booze
Yeah.
series on his channel. So yeah, worth checking out. Hey, Diacanthus, glad you could make it. Oh, cool. Well, these things are looking good, you guys. That and Oscar, it really shows. I don't remember the last time you were on here and showed us your whole tank, but boy, does it ever look different. I'm sure it was at least probably 2 months ago because it would have been before Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I got in like after you got back,
Yeah,
uh, and then it's been a while since I back in. Been back in here.
yeah. Well,
That
so far so good.
yeah. That little pink one right there. That pink and green one is called Dip and Dot.
It's called what?
A Dip and Dot Acro.
Dip and Dot. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah,
Really pretty color.
Yeah, they're all doing really good.
yeah.
Nice colors.
Yeah, a couple of them, got a little bit dark. Whatever. I guess they're a little temperamental. My Fox Flame was doing okay for a couple of weeks. Started getting its color back, and then all of a sudden it just got all pale again.
Hmm.
So I don't know what the deal with that is. I guess they all have different temperaments. Some are doing good, and some just decide to not look, you know,
Yeah.
as good as they can. So
Yeah, sometimes I think they just have different times where they take a while to settle in, and once they start encrusting and
Hmm.
they've been there for a while, and I guess they're adapting. Maybe
Adapt.
some adapt quicker than others.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil said he had a dip and dot, lost it during his iodine overdose. Yeah, that's too bad. Well, so this is Telegram. Nail clippings in the calcium reactor. Okay, I can try that. My nails grow really fast. But they're keratin, right? They're not
Yeah,
really calcium, so I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know about that.
And they had gold too.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
they say. Our body got gold. So
yeah, yeah. Well, that'd be cool. Hey, Terrence, Little Ocean.
hello, Terrence.
Johnny Martinez is asking Oscar, can you show us your sump?
Oh yeah. Let me turn everything on. I did a couple of changes. It's nothing all out of this world. Whatever. It's just just a regular sump with some Chato in there and a regular grow lamp. Nothing much here. Uh, my
Simple is the
effluent.
key.
Yeah,
Keep it
it's
simple.
just simple, a little simple. Protein skimmer and a little carbon reactor there. Whenever I want to put some carbon in, it's not running right now. I did a couple of changes here on the other side. I added a couple of dosing pumps.
Oh,
I added a new pH controller.
oh, what brand is that? Milwaukee.
Yeah, this one's Milwaukee. When my Apex went down a couple of weeks ago, I kind of lost control as far as my calcium reactor. So,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, they got it fixed though. You know, my Trident wasn't working, so I was doing manual testing.
yeah.
Uh, got two more MP40s. These are new. So I got two here, and then I got two here.
So, Oscar, your pH controller, is it a monitor or can you actually hook it up to your carbon doser
Yeah,
to,
there's two types. There's a monitor, and then there's a controller.
right?
This one's a controller.
Yeah.
So like whenever the pH goes down on my calcium reactor or goes up, it's going to activate. It activates at 7.0 and it turns off at 6.8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
So
so that carbon doser, that controls the feeding of CO2, right?
yeah, that controls my carbon doser here.
Right.
I'm no longer relying on the Apex to control my calcium reactor or my
Right.
my pH because there's so much that could
Yeah.
happen for it to go down or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just a risk I'm not willing to take.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, because
How,
that
how,
might be a reason that I would strongly consider getting a carbon doser when I get the calcium reactor set up, is just for that factor to be able to manage the feed of CO2 based on pH. And I wasn't sure if there was anything on the market that could do that other than a full-blown controller system like the Apex or whatever.
yeah, that little machine right there.
Yeah.
So
You see this?
expensive.
You see this?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Wow.
I have to be dosing nitrates because I can't keep my nutrients up.
Oh, that might be why your fox flame got pale.
Maybe, yeah. That one's never done good in this tank for some reason.
Hmm.
Uh, but it is what it is. I'll let it do whatever it wants to do. If maybe I might change it, put it somewhere else, see if it does better. Does a little bit better somewhere else. This one, when I put it in here, it wasn't doing as great. That's the worldwide coral yellow tip,
Hmm.
and it's starting to grow nubs all over the place.
You know what? That looks strangely like the RG Midnight Firefly. I know you've never heard of it because that's the ReefGrrl Midnight Firefly.
Yeah, that's the one you were saying on Reef Bums Live the
Yeah,
other day that you named. Yeah, I remember.
that's right. But this one looks like it's got thicker branches. The Midnight Firefly has much more slender branches. They're really long before they start branching out.
Yeah.
Oh, Lynn Reef Nerd says the Fox Flame likes lower lighting, and she has hers at around 200 par.
Yeah, I don't even know how much par I'm running. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even check for par anymore. I just put them all the way low in the bottom, as you can see, and then I
Mm-hmm.
slowly bring them up because this is what I'm running now.
Right. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Tyler D. Looking nice.
Yeah. I want to see Hector's tank because I haven't
Yeah.
seen his in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put Hector on the spot now, since I have no
Oh,
tank to
come
show you.
on.
Go for it.
Well,
Awesome,
me,
awesome like always.
I don't have much going on. I show you guys, but I don't got much going on.
I think you sort of take it for granted because you were talking earlier about how, you move a rock and you get a new idea and different things give you inspiration. So if this happens like on a regular daily basis, you sort of lose track of everything that's different, and then we only see it periodically. And for us, it's like, oh wow, that looks different or whatever. So I think when you live with it every day, you don't appreciate how much it changes and how far it comes, how far it's
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the other day that the growth that I'll be getting on some stuff that is almost touching, or they started touching, and I had to frag some stuff.
Mhm.
Like the hammer, I had to frag it this morning, so I got a piece over here.
What a bad problem to have, huh?
I don't mind that problem. Hold on a second. Let me turn off the flow. So you guys can appreciate everything better. I'll show you what I mean when they start touching. It's a problem I'm gonna be having pretty soon.
Oh, look at that Monty.
Yeah, it just I don't know why it's looking like that, but
Oh, hey, Hector, Reefing with O says, nice tank. It is a nice tank.
thank you, thank you. This is my baby right here. That's the 14 gallons. But yeah, like I always talk about, I gotta start fragging that stuff because it's almost touching.
Hmm.
The hammer kill a little piece right there in the corner. The
Yeah,
anemone is working its way too.
yeah.
It's not staying behind.
Mm.
But still on the side what I want to do here. I gotta move some stuff around still. I got too much coral. Too much coral. And it gets to a point that like, okay, what I'm gonna get rid of, what I'm gonna stay with, where I'm going with it.
Yeah,
So it's hard. And then once you get attached to a coral, it's hard to let go.
yeah. No
That's
kidding.
that's the worst part. That I started to put stuff on the refugium. I
Yeah.
started moving stuff down there. And
Oh,
then over
hey,
here,
Seymour says, that's only 14 gallons. It looks bigger.
yeah, that's my 14 gallons.
Hey, Seymour. And there's DMV Silverback G. Hello? There we
I
go.
don't know why the camera's looking like that. And I got the orange filter on.
Hmm.
Huh. That's strange. Hold on, let me see with the glasses. Maybe with the glasses it'll look better. Nope. Still,
Have, have,
oh yeah, way
have you
better.
tried the orange and yellow filter at the same time, Hector?
Yeah, yeah. I try, it's sometimes like the camera. I guess the setting on the camera, since it's automatic, so it just get out of I guess spectrum or the way it looks. But I got the
Yeah.
orange. Like, I got the glasses now, and I got the orange filter here. I don't know why it's doing that. There
Oh,
we
the
go.
glasses actually look better.
Yeah,
And
way better.
O's wondering about the other tank. It's a 40 breeder, right? Your other
Yeah,
tank?
yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me shut the flow on that one too. That one's growing. That one has gained some growth.
This started out as your frag tank, didn't it,
As a
Hector?
frag tank. Yep. and
Hey,
it be,
DC Reefer, nice to see you.
and it became the display tank now, and
Yeah.
I'm in love with it. It just I forgot who was talking about. I think it was Reef Dude about the flow
Hmm?
on a peninsula style tank
Yeah.
to eliminate the film that it collects over here. So he was talking something about that.
Yeah.
But it's doing really good. This tank is doing really, really good.
Yeah, those acros are growing too, man.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that stylo was this stylo here. I fracked it, what, not even 2 months ago, already encrusted to the rock.
Wow.
It's not going going nowhere. Oh, this is a new piece I got the other day. Don't know what it is.
That looks like it has like a dark pink or red.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, not much going on, but just same thing. Just how I move things around. Things encrusted in the glass already.
Yeah, I don't think I'm buying anything else. I'm just letting those grow out now because I kind of ran. Well, I wouldn't want to say I ran out of space. I still can maybe fit one here and there, but I
Hey,
just I want to leave at least 4 inches apart from every frag. So
yeah, give stuff space to actually develop a shape.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, O wants to know, is he in New York? I need some frags.
I'm in Connecticut. Yeah. Yeah, so I saw all the zoas I had, all the
Right?
little colonies. Yeah, but I'm growing them again.
And Lynn Reefner is asking if we can see your chalices.
The chalices. You mean this here?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah,
yep,
yeah, they doing
It's
really
good.
good. I love those blue hornets.
yep.
It's a lot of them. I started. I think it was like three of them or two of them.
Mm-hmm. I
Less than
remember. I
yeah,
remember when you got those.
yeah. And some I don't know what exactly whatever I'm doing. They just makes them grow big heads.
Hmm.
Like any soa, like because when I go to chops or the other day I went to my friend house, and in his tank he had the same ones, and all the soils he had, all the heads were small. Nothing like all my soils just they grow big.
I think it's related to light because I've noticed that with the
Yeah.
pallies that I have, my utter chaos that are near the bottom in lower light, those
Hmm.
things are huge. The
Yeah.
tallest of them are huge. But in Mollywood, I have a few in a different spot in brighter light, and they're not nearly as big, and they don't grow as fast. They don't seem to spread as fast.
Mm,
Oh,
maybe
in
yeah.
the house, it's Calypso's Reefs. This is his 40 breeder frag tank slash display.
Display. Yeah.
Now it's a display.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
When,
Marcus's Reef. Hey, how are you doing?
when I saw the soil, I said, all right, let me get rid of all the fracks in the bottom and make finally a display tank. But hey, I can't. I can't do that. I gotta have fracks all over.
Well, where else are you going to put new stuff that you can't live without?
Yeah. Yeah. And this stuff here was given to me by a guy that came to buy some stuff from me, and it was completely white, completely white. So now the colors are coming back. I don't know
Wow.
what is it, but that's a pink burnness. I mean, it don't look pink right now, but when the white lights
Yeah,
are on, you can see the colors better.
nice. Johnny Martinez says Hector, awesome 14-gallon. He also likes the flow in the 40, the bigger tank. Nice ripple on the surface. I was noticing that wave you had when
Mm-hmm.
you were going with two tanks. That's quite something.
Yeah, yeah. I first had a string current first. But I noticed like the Ganiporas, since I got Ganis in there, they didn't want to open. Once I put the Waymo, uh, now they open it a
Yeah.
little more. That's another thing that I started collecting. Couple Ganis. This one also I got it today, I think it was.
Oh, nice.
And that one is red with the pink tips and green mouth. So really nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
like Garnies. Mine aren't doing so well, and I think it does have to do with flow
yeah. Yeah.
because I don't think they're getting enough.
They're not getting enough flow.
No, because I have them. One is kind of in the middle of the tank on the bottom on top of an arch, and there's really nothing that in
Mm,
that area gives it that turbulent flow because the polyp's still open, but the tentacles don't extend. So I do my
okay.
best to feed it. And when I'm
Yep.
feeding coral food, I tend the flow off and I just puff the food around it so that
Yeah.
it can absorb.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turn the flow back on and I leave the filters off for about 20 minutes or a half hour. And
Yeah.
I just want to have it survive. All you need to do is get it through the next month, and then it'll be coming over to my house, and hopefully I'll be able to keep a closer eye on it and give it what it needs because I'll have more
Mm.
space.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and the last thing I did here was a pump upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bought this. Well, it's a lot of people, I guess, don't know about that brand. It's Orlychi, some
yeah,
type of,
yeah,
but they good. They good. Super silent pump.
cool.
Um, way better than the J Bow I had. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
J Bow was giving me a little problem already,
yeah.
but it's been with me what 2 years already. So for the money that you pay for a J Bow, not bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you remember back when I got that J-Bone, the little tiny one, the
Yeah.
1500 or whatever, and I put it in Mollywood? Was it you that said it might be underpowered
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
that tank? Yep, yep.
Yep.
And the problem is I have to run it without that front basket strainer on it. So it gets so clogged up that
Yeah.
it just can't work. So this weekend, tomorrow, I have to go and find the original pump from Mollywood and put it in there because it's just not. The only flow that that tank is really getting is from the power head.
Oh,
The
okay.
like the actual filter system is not optimal right now. Oh, hey Benny, Filipino reefer, nice to see you. There's Tony Close. I think I said hi to him. And Marcus's reef Hector, he's loving your bubblegum digi.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is the first time I could keep one alive. So
Yep,
hopefully, I got two pieces here. One came from Benny, the top part,
yep,
and now they both attached to each other. So
nice.
we'll see if I get it to grow really nice. Cause that's one of my favorite ones. All like digis. That's all digis here.
Yep.
And my plan was to move on to this rock, but in this rock I got a lot of algae because of the flow is just on the sides. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. So I got to figure something out with the flow so I could hit that back rock really nice.
Hey, Terran's Little Ocean. I don't know if I said hi to you. I can't remember.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, good.
I remember saying hi when you said
Oh,
it.
thanks, Hector. And
Yeah.
poor white man. Oh, dear. I can't join in today. There's a huge fire across the highway we're taking to get home from our holiday. Oh, that's not
Oh
good.
wow.
Stay safe there, man. Anyway, hello, poor white man. Thanks for stopping in and considering the circumstances. Wow. Well, take care of yourself there. And poor white man, Hector also says, nice tank.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yeah, and this refugium is doing good.
Yep.
It's growing algae the way it's supposed to. I had to put this baffle here so I could
Mm-hmm.
keep the shade from covering all the algae.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a trimmer already. Yeah, things start growing out of control.
Oh, yeah. Pat Murphy said, too much coral. Is there such a thing? Yes, there is. I can speak from experience.
Yeah.
See, the thing is not knowing what to do with them
Yeah.
after you grow them out, huh?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
And a lot of places right now, well, around me right now, they're not taking corals in either.
Yeah.
So
They can't get the customers in to impulse buy.
yeah, yeah. No, and they still got a lot of stuff left with them. So because the where I've been going now, I call them first before I posted them on where I post mine for sale, and they say they wasn't taking nothing in.
Mhm.
But I guess all fair up is because I sold them quick. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for the price, I gave them cheap. The person who bought those zoas, they can make good money. They frag them individually, like they sell them at the store. So
Yeah.
It
I
was a
guess
lot of sauce.
it's the market, right? It's
Yeah.
that's the thing around where I am. There's no point in me trying to get local reefers in to buy frags, like because I could probably sell one a week, and
Yep.
that just doesn't work. So I'm
Yeah. No.
much better off to take them to the LFS and
Mm-hmm.
get the decent store credit that I can then use for other stuff, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And then you know what? I don't mind if they make money because if they make money, then they're going to be there when I need them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I got no problem at all with them making money on them. That's the whole idea, right?
That's the whole idea. Yeah. 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 That way they stay open for long, longer, and they
Yeah,
don't go out of business, and we can keep
yeah,
buying more stuff.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Terrence Little Ocean says, hoping for the borders to open so we can all meet at the Niagara Coral Show. Man,
Yeah.
oh man, that would be nice. Don't know if it's going to happen this year.
I know. I see all those shows and meetups. Oh man, they far.
Yeah.
They not getting. Nope. They not getting close.
I was kind of hoping for some shows this year, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
No, the way things are going, and now like they say, that new string,
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Well, around here we're on stay-at-home orders right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and but that I mean you have to decide as a citizen what is essential.
Mm.
They're not the only thing they're really cracking down on, from what we can tell. It's only been a couple of days, is gatherings. So if you're together with more than 5 people who don't live in your house,
Yeah.
you can get an $880 fine for that.
Mm. Well.
And they don't pull over cars to check whether people are actually going somewhere essential or anything like that. So you have to rely on people to do what they're supposed to do. And a lot of people have never done what they're supposed to do through this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
So we're just staying away from everybody. I go to
Yeah.
my daughter's house and I don't really even get close to my grandson if I've been around other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to go to the pharmacy, or we get our groceries curbside now.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I sit on my iPad for 25 minutes and go through and put the order together. And we
Mm-hmm.
say what time we want to get it. I go pick it up and I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's much, much safer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's convenience in a way, but at the same time, you like when you don't get to pick your own stuff, it also could be bad too.
Yeah. Okay, poor white man. Take care of yourself, man. He has to leave now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Tony Close, Hector, he says if you have too much coral, you just start another tank. But you've been down that road, haven't you?
Yeah, it's right there. It's up there.
Oh, oh my God.
I was thinking to set it up for all those frags, and connect it to the same system. Just have a
Yeah.
big multiple system.
Wow.
But it's a bigger tank coming. Don't know when, but it's coming.
Yeah.
A nice
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I say, you
I've
know
been
what? If
thinking.
I'm gonna get a bigger one, either go big or go home. And I'm gonna go big all the way, all the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And I'm backing down on pumps, on lights. I'm gonna try to get this bundle how they got them right now, where you
Yeah.
could add the lights and all that, and just do it one time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, doing all this DIY or getting equipment, upgrading equipment is I don't. It's not worth it. I mean, you spending more money when you can just grab everything that you're shooting for at one time, and that's it. Be done with. Pay a little by little, and
Yeah.
that's it.
It's true. I've totally been there. And
Yeah.
the build we're doing right now well, I think I've said the name is Crazy Town Reef because
Hmm.
it's just like spending hundreds of dollars
Yeah.
on sand
Yeah.
to get enough sand. Like I bet you I've spent more on sand for this tank than I did on my entire very first tank setup.
Yeah.
It you know, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and you have to be careful because it's so easy to go, oh, geez, you know, that's a nice power head. I'm going to get 6 of them, and who need
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's so easy to spend money the wrong way.
And I don't take back nothing that I had done because everything I had done so far showed me something. You know, I
Yeah,
learned something from it. So
definitely.
I'm glad I went the way I went because if not, I wouldn't learn what I know now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree. And all the steps that we took
Mm-hmm.
here to go through the various learning phases and setting
Yeah.
up the first tank with the sump was 20
Yeah.
gallons and the sump was 15, and first
Yeah.
we had a proper skimmer and an
Yeah.
overflow. And if you ever look at those videos, the overflow was crazy, man. When I went to the water change, I
Yeah.
actually had to rotate the pipe up out of the water. And
Yeah.
it's and you know, you look back on it and it worked, but
Yeah.
that
It did work.
bulkhead should have been unscrewed a million times over, because every time or leaked, and it never did. It never
Yeah.
did.
I
And
even
Benny
drilled.
says,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Hector."
I even drilled a tank full of water.
That's right.
Running.
That's right. Yep, I took a hacksaw. Well, I didn't. My husband took a hacksaw to the plumbing while it was
Mm.
running when we had the white slime,
Yeah.
because it was hard plumbing. It was getting plugged solid twice a day.
Wow.
So we had to replace the hard plumbing with a
Mm-hmm.
hose, get a brush down in because there was no
Mm-hmm.
benzene, and it was awful. So
Wow.
Benny says he's going big soon, and he's going Red Sea.
Oh.
The Red Sea tanks, people think they're expensive, but honestly, the quality is there.
It's good. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
worth every penny, the one that I had. Yeah,
Yeah. I want to do the water box. The water box 80.3, I think it is. The
right.
shallow one. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
I'm
Nice.
in love with that one. I saw it in person and it just, I
Yeah,
love it. Love it.
yeah, yeah.
I've been thinking about upgrading my 29-gallon upstairs. Thinking about
Mm.
getting a little
Mm-hmm.
bigger tank, maybe a 40-gallon or
Yep,
something like that.
yep.
Do a different scape, maybe go with some Carib Sea life
Shapes.
rock or something like that. Yeah, the
Mm.
shapes.
Hmm.
Doing something different, giving it a more open concept on it.
Right.
Just like
Cool.
this one, but maybe a little bit different. Maybe going with like a cube or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the IM40, the Nuvo Fusion 40, I have that. That's Mollywood. The
Yeah.
proportions of that tank are beautiful. It's
Mm-hmm.
not quite a cube, but it's deep enough that you can do some decent stuff with the rock. And yet it's not so deep that you can't reach the bottom or have trouble getting in there, right?
The thing is, I can't have anything too big upstairs
Yeah.
because my flooring is wood. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to risk having anything bigger than a 40 up there. I used to have a 90, and it was kind of unlevel upstairs.
Yeah.
That might have been why it started leaking in the first place, because it was unlevel.
Yeah. Yeah. The worst is if one corner is too high, because you get that
Mm-hmm.
the tension on, like, the twisting is just not good.
Mm.
Oh, hey, Alex is here. Do we want to see what
Alex.
Alex is up to?
Yes. The
He's always got stuff
progress.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Alex. He has his gray screen on, right? Oh, he's back. All right, here he comes. Hey,
I was,
Alex.
hey,
Hey, what's up, Alex?
So, Alex.
yeah, another fun evening. So
Oh boy, that sounds like a story.
there always is one. So I ran out of tape, so I've got to go to other tasks now until I go to the store tomorrow and get more tape.
Is this the tape you're using to seal your Dexter ceiling?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that called
So
tuck tape? Is it called tuck tape?
I'm using duct tape and Gorilla tape.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I will show my progress though. It's a really fun project that anybody that loves aquariums would probably dislike very much. So I already had this whole thing I did all the plumbing for this today.
Right. And what
So
is that? That's your
it's my
utility.
utility thing.
Cool. It's big.
So, which there had to be a little flood. There always has to be, just for fun. So, but hey,
Always
that's why
happy.
you leak test things, and there just happened to be that the gasket that connected the faucet here was missing. So when I turned the water on, it started spraying it out the bottom of the sink too. So that was fun.
Oh boy.
On the plus side, only one. I got all this line seemed to be good. No leaks here so far, and then
And
there's
what's
one
that
little.
for?
These are my water lines.
To supply water to your utility sink?
Yep, and the
Okay.
drain.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of didn't have them, so I made them. So
So
I
how many Pringles cans does it take to make a drain like that, Alex?
well, you'll notice there that this is a little different than a standard drain setup because it goes into a 5-gallon bucket.
Uh-huh.
So this is, instead of using a regular P trap, I decided to use a 5-gallon bucket.
Mm-hmm.
So this drain line goes to an extractor pit and not the main sewer line.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want sand or other foreign large objects to go down to that pump and get it jammed up, because that will be
Right.
my responsibility to deal with. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't want to clean out an extractor pit. I haven't done it, but I can tell you it's not going to be fun. So the 5-gallon bucket is just a giant P trap with PVC that's about halfway down.
Right.
So we'll test it up. I was going to leave an air gap in it, which doesn't look like it's holding, but I could toy around with that a little later. It might be a loose bulkhead or something. But this will make sure any sand that goes down the drain will fall into the bottom of the bucket and not go down the drain.
Right.
So
So do you have to keep the bottom of like the pipe that's open at the bottom, is that underwater?
yeah,
So there's open water in your bucket there?
the bucket's almost full right now.
Oh, cool.
No.
Oh,
But
so what stops it from overflowing if like is that a siphon that'll take it out the other way? Like what stops overflowing?
So it's no different. Hold on. So I got the thing right here. You can see it's still in the bag. Basically, it's this,
Yeah.
but with that, it's just a bigger P trap. That's all.
Oh, there's a lid on the bucket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
it's
seeing the
sealed.
lid, and I was thinking, okay, but wait a minute. What is actually keeping the water in the bucket and pushing it through that other pipe? Okay, I got it.
It
There's a lid.
just to prove it works, so it's not all for show.
Here we go.
So
Fletcher,
there's no
right?
water flooding out yet. So
Okay, all right.
you'll notice my utility sink is much higher too, because I decided that I wanted something that when I walk up to it, I rest on my forearm and I could touch the
Yeah.
bottom without having to lean over.
Yeah, good idea. Your
So-
neck and shoulders will thank you.
Well, the last house cleaning the protein skimmer, that was always something that, I'd be like, man, that was kind of irritating on my back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that spot right between your shoulder blades, that's where it always hurts me.
yeah, but no, I got this all plumbed in today, and I literally just I leak tested it right before the live stream started, so I had to get my little minor flood taken care of before.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll probably gotta tighten up the bulkheads here because I really wanted that bucket to only stay about half full.
Right.
So, but I'll mess around with that. I'll make it work. So as long as it's not dumping water out on the floor, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Oh, hey, Fletcher, right? And Alex Benny, Filipino Reefer, says he just subbed your channel.
Oh, well, thank you. So But yeah, today was work on the ceiling, so I had this all taped. So I taped all of this and all of this all the
Oh
way
my
down
God.
and all the way down here on the top and the bottom, all the way around. And well, let's see. Hold on. I told you this is like the most boring big job I have. And then
Wow.
all the way down here.
Oh my gosh. So Alex, when you're doing that, like do you have like Black Sabbath going in the background or something just to
I
keep
do
you
have a lot of
motivated?
music blasting down here. And if my wife is unhappy with the volume level, I'll put on my noise canceling headphones and listen to it
Right.
that way. So yeah, I ran out of white duct tape over here, so I got to get a few more rolls, and I
Yeah.
got to tape the plastic, tape all the seams. I got to silicone the bottom all the way around
Mhm.
after I mop it up or dust it up, vacuum it up. Uh, Plastify all of the screws around the smoke detector, lights, plastic
Mhm.
seams. So yeah, it's a
Wow.
lot.
Just so you
And
know,
then
we're not doing that with my basement sump. Just so you know.
yeah, and then this is gonna be a lot of fun to get the plastic
Ooh.
around. I haven't even finished it yet, so
Oh boy.
yeah, I don't really want to do this part yet, but
Yeah, some things you have to think about for a little while and solve some little problems before you go at it.
it's it's one of those things where I this ceiling is not a very fun job, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
And by saying you can't work on the aquarium until this is done
Mhm.
is a bit motivating. So
Mhm. Yep.
So do you have to cover all that up, Alex? Like all the duct work and all that because of the salt water?
no, I'm not going to cover all of it. I'm more concerned because this is not going to salt spray should not be an issue down here. More what this ceiling is about is preventing the humidity generated by the water down here from absorbing into the wood of the house.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's because your house. The best way to look at it, think about it like a sponge, and your house will start absorbing moisture like a sponge. But when a sponge gets full, it doesn't hold water, and that's when you'd start to see condensation happening,
Mhm.
varying on the temperature, and then you'd have all that lovely mold start to grow, and we don't want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No, for
So,
sure. Oh, hi,
um,
Richmond Reaper. Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well there, Jose. And ATF in the house. Is there any interest in a JBJ 65 Reef Premium all-in-one tank? Set up and stand still in boxes. Well, we'll let you guys chat about that. I don't know, ATF in the house. I can't remember if you have a YouTube channel or any way of contacting you. Or if you want to put your email up, and if anybody's interested, they can maybe contact you directly. Odors. Oh yeah, Johnny Martinez had kind of a question about your with your bucket. The union on the discharge possibly can leak odors from the sump. So Johnny, this is a utility sink. It's not going to be hooked up to your sump, is it, Alex?
no, but I get
Or the
yeah.
extractor
So
pit. The extractor pit.
that's
Yeah.
that's why it's still a trap and it's filled with water in the bucket. So unless if the union was leaking, um, I'd have water spilling out. So there's still a water trap here to stop
Right.
the gases from the sewer coming in.
So, because both of those pipes go below the water level, that's the idea, right?
Yeah, like I said, there's an inch and a half pipe that goes down about this far.
Yeah.
So there's still water in it, so it shouldn't have any way for the gas to come back on it.
Mm.
So and hey, when I ran it, it actually I heard the water make it to the extractor pump and pump away. So
Hmm. cool.
It's obviously making the connection.
Yeah. Well, we had to set up my the blue carbon bridge had to be set up so that we can still undo all the bolts and remove the cover from the sump pit, because
Stop it.
we have a pump down in there too. And yeah, that was a major consideration. It's probably 18 inches in diameter, this circular cover, and it takes up quite a bit of space at the back near the wall. So we've kind of been working around it so that if we ever do have to get access to it or run a water line to it, we would be able to do that. Oh, hey, Diacanthus. I can't remember if I said hi to you. I think I might have.
Yeah, it is nice to have a sink again, though. Now I can clean my protein skimmer for the temp tank easily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I need one of those in my life, to be honest.
Life as
yeah,
a reef is different when you have a dedicated sink. It makes a huge difference.
well, we'll just say that going into the downstairs bathroom sink did not get a lot of happy thoughts from my wife when she found out that's what I was using it for. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
the skimmer cup really didn't fit. So
Well, what I used to do was put power heads in small plastic containers with citric acid and water. And my intention was to leave them sitting in the sink overnight, and then the next morning I would go and clean them and whatever. Well, 3 days later, and they're still sitting there and they're starting to smell. And this is in the double, like I had a double sink in the other house. And so, yeah, I think that's why my husband was so quite cooperative when it came to putting a sink in this room over there behind me, because it meant that all of that stuff was not going to end up in the kitchen sink. And in fact, I have a bag right now in the utility sink over here full of frag racks and power heads that I need to clean up from the 90 and Mollywood. And they've been there for about 2 weeks, and well, you know what it's like. I just haven't got to it. It's awful.
yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So Richmond
But
Reefer is asking me if I have decided on what tank you're getting. As it happens, tonight we finalized the stand design, which is the last thing. And now I need an updated quote because there were a couple changes made. And as soon as I get the updated quote, I will be making the payment and the build will start. So I guess the clock starts ticking, the 6-week countdown from when I pay for it.
I guess
So
it's time to set up your tripod so we can
yeah,
see
it
that
is.
build.
Well, the tank's being built in Calgary, but I've already started getting footage of what we're doing in the sump area downstairs, and that's going to be set up as its own system, and get it all cycled during the time the tank is being built. So to take advantage of that time, so that I can move the contents of the reef back into my house. So that's the plan there. We're making big steps this weekend, so it's it's like it's baby steps, right? And you have to do things in a certain order at some point. And our next main target is to start making RODI water. And as soon as I can start making RODI water, then I can start making salt water. We're going to do the plumbing of all the stock tanks together. I think those with PVC addictions are going to be a little disappointed, because we're pretty sure we need less than 20 feet of PVC piping to accomplish our plumbing. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works. A whole bunch of elbows, a whole bunch of valves, unions, but very, very small stretches of pipe. And they're all going to be tucked in neatly where I can reach them, but they're not going to be wrapping outside the tanks or going through the air or any of that stuff. So we'll have to see what you think when it's all done, and find out whether any of it is a bad idea. But we're going to do our best to just keep it tidy, I think is the main thing, so that it doesn't look like afterthoughts going all over the place, unlike other tanks I've had.
I'm laughing at the 20 feet of piping and going, uh, you
I
don't even
know.
want to know you don't even want to know what the frag tank's going to have on it for drains.
Yeah, it's what you have available to you, right? Like it's how you're able to lay it out, and you have different basic requirements for making yours all work together. For me, I just have to lay out my stock tanks so that they're all different levels for gravity feed down through, and we have to hook up a pump to pump the water back up to the trash can overflow. Then when the tank comes, um, I'll be working on getting it full of water and getting the rock in that I'll be cooking, hopefully by then, and curing it. So it's like just a whole bunch of moving parts that will all of a sudden all be put together, right? And Richmond Reefer's asking me the dimensions of the tank. It's going to be 60 feet, 60 feet. Sorry. I don't know where my mind is. I'm thinking of your basement there, Alex. 60
I
inches.
don't know. I can't say confirm or deny
Yeah,
that
I
size.
know. You're being so cagey. 60 inches wide and 66 inches from front to back, and then 21 inches deep. So it calculates out to somewhere around 340 gallons. But by the time you don't have 21 inches of water. It's going to be more like 20 or maybe 19 and a half. And displacement for sand and rocks. I think total water volume in the display will be somewhere around 300 or, maybe 298, something like that. Total system volume will be around 650 because of the stock tanks that I have, a 150, two 100s, a 50, and 32. And again, they won't, the 150 would have to be completely full to be 150. So it'll probably be maybe 120. And the one 100 will be around 85, and the other 100 will be around 50. So sump volume might also be between 300 and 350. So we'll just have to see how it ends up by the time we get everything filled and balanced. So yeah, it's kind of scary.
Now,
Cindy,
is your sump going to be downstairs in the basement?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary.
yeah, it is. Hey,
Just
producer Reef. Well, I get to take the sledgehammer or the mallet or whatever, we haven't decided yet. And we're going to get video of this. And I'm going to be the one to whack the ceramic tile up here and crack it so that we can remove it from the flooring. And then that's where the holes are going to be drilled to go down for the plumbing for the tank. And I would prefer to have a slot so that the pipes can go down where they can go down rather than drill an actual hole, just in case the hole is off a little bit, because it's going to be easier to get the opening through the floor before the tank is here than it is if we try and crawl under there and drill once the plumbing is in. So I don't know, we still have to figure that out. But we arranged with the builder, we have extra tile. So when the time comes to restore the room, we'll just drop a piece of plywood in underneath and another tile and get it glued down and grouted, and you'll never know that it was even there. Hopefully.
question on the tile. Question on the tile. Do you know where the holes got to go, or do you have to remove the tile to figure out where the holes got to go?
We can kind of figure out where the holes have to go. The holes in it's coast to coast overflow, so the holes in the overflow are distributed roughly evenly along there. They're not all grouped together in the overflow. So the pipes will have to come down, and then there'll have to be a fitting to turn them on an angle, probably a 45, and then another 45 to go down through the floor. So we have to figure out which tile. They're 12 by 24 inch tiles. So we just have to figure out which tile should come out. And we had the tiles laid so that the 24-inch dimension goes along, like goes in the same direction as the width of the tank. So we can remove one, hopefully 12 by 24-inch tile and have 24 inches of space through which we can feed the plumbing. We made sure that the joist, the very last joist between it and the outside wall is clear. There's no ducting, there's no wires, there's nothing in that space. So we're able to drop a hole through there in piping and not have to worry about working around anything that's going through that void space. So
What diameter of drain line are you going to do, and how many of them?
3.5 inches, and I think the return lines are an inch. I can't remember. I tried to look it up the other day.
Something you might want to, I don't know if you guys have talked about it, but if you buy a glass hole saw
Mhm.
and just cut holes through the tile with that until you hit the wood, and then swap out to a hole saw bit for a drill.
Yeah, we talked about that, but if the tile itself is glued down, even if we drill a hole out, I don't know if we would be able to get the piece out, because the tile would be glued down. I'm not sure how that would work. Um,
Well, if it's ceramic, that diamond hole saw will cut right through it.
yeah,
It
yeah.
it'll cut through that tile faster than it will glass.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I've helped cut tile before. It's not fun with the water and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I'll ask my husband about it. I know he just bought a drill bit set of holes, like a hole drill set for the bulkheads on stock tanks. Um, so we'll see. I mean, I have to talk to the guy who's installing it and find out, what do people usually do? Do people usually drill an actual hole where it's supposed to go? Or do they just drill, or do they create a space and then feed the plumbing through there? Because the other thing is, if it goes through a hole, it's going to stay in that spot. If you feed it down through a space, it's probably a good idea to actually clamp it or somehow keep it in place so that it can't move.
yeah,
So,
you'd have to
you know,
do some kind of management with it
yeah.
to keep it all together. If you're just going to put it down a bigger
Hmm.
conduit void,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
the only
that's
reason I say is just to
not.
save you from smashing a tile out and having to redo that, because you'll likely have to cut that tile up anyways to
Mm-hmm.
accommodate those holes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll have to. It's one of those things you have to play by ear when the time comes, too, right? And we do have extra tile, so I'm not worried about the tile being destroyed. But I have wondered, because 12 by 24 is a big space, so I don't think I want a 12 by 24 of raw wood under there. So I imagine we're going to be cutting a tile anyway, at least, a strip of a tile in front and behind, just to cover that space, and maybe short strips on either side. So we'll see. It's one of those details that hasn't got real yet, for sure. But I will definitely ask him about a diamond drill bit.
Yeah, you don't need to get a really expensive one. They make generally at the hardware store just they'll have some cheaper ones that are only meant to drill like, a dozen or 2 dozen holes.
Right?
So
Yeah.
those are the ones that I would get, one of those that you need, and then you could just drill the hole, and when you hit wood, you stop and swap out to
Right.
the standard hole saw bit and finish it off. And
Oh, I get it. So you finish the whole thing and then you pop out the entire plug. So the piece of wood would have the tile glued to it. Because I was
um,
picturing having to pry out the tile, the disc of the tile, and then do the wood.
probably won't have to pry that out. Um, if it's down with masonry, if they cemented it down to the floor using a mud,
Hmm.
once you get through it and you hit the wood, if you tap it a few times with a hammer, it'll probably pop it off real easy, and then you could switch out to the hole saw.
Cool. Okay.
So
All right. That's definitely worth looking into. Definitely. Thanks.
yeah, and if you're not sure where the hole's got to go too, you could always just get a regular masonry drill bit
Yeah.
and do a pilot hole with that all the way through to the other side and see if it's where you want it to be.
Yeah. It doesn't matter so much down below. But up above, if it's going to be hard plumbing, I don't want to have multiple fittings trying to move it from here over to here so it goes down through the hole, you know. I don't mind the idea of 5 separate holes, each with its own pipe, because it's going to be at the back of the stand. I'm not having anything under the stand. It's going to be completely open because I will have steps that fold down. So I'm not planning on closing it in at all. So just having, 5 tidy pipes at the back, that might look better than having a bunch of them coming down and, going on a diagonal and then going straight down again. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
worth it.
the other thing too, I would definitely while you're doing it, put an extra hole in
Yeah, for,
just in case.
yeah.
If you watch, it's funny because when I saw it, Tidal Gardens just had something on things that he wish he would have done on his giant coral farm building,
I saw
and
that.
a lot of it happened to be, I wish we put an extra conduit in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
if you got the extra hole, and that's where making this like more of a slot might be a better route too. You could put space in it. Um, so if you got to have something extra go into it, you can.
yeah. Well, and the thing is, they're 24-inch tiles, so over the course of 5 feet, there's going to be 3 of them, one way or another. Maybe 4, but probably 3. So in the end, when we have to replace tile, we would only have to replace one tile if we put everything through a central point, as opposed to a whole strip of tiles along the wall to fix it. So, yeah, something to consider. And I'll probably, well, it is a good idea if I check with the guy who's actually doing the install to find out what he's done, like what do people do? How do they usually handle this? And just see what is there a regular thing that most people do because it works the best, that kind of thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, all these details. We were going around in circles about how to hang the lights last night. And how you talk about something so much that you start to you just get sick of talking about it. Like you don't want to talk about it anymore because you can't answer the questions and you're tired. Yeah,
Yes.
I've reached that point once or twice. It was like, I'm gonna go get a cup of tea and look at my iPad for a while because I can't even think about this anymore. Yeah.
I have done that many days down here where I think even last night I was working on stuff and then I was I was getting stuff done and then I went, you know what? It's time to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can feel yourself getting impatient,
Yeah.
and you know that if you're impatient, you're going to cut a corner somewhere. So you're better off to just take a break and walk
That's
away.
probably a good it's probably a good thing I ran out of tape.
There you go. It's karma. Oh, hey, Mr. DKH. And there's Chili Will's Reef. Facebook, ReefMan45. Hello. Geez, you guys kind of snuck in. Producer Reef is here. Hello, everybody. Cool. So then you have to get more tape tomorrow. And then what do you have to do after the plastic is all up?
Once I've completed the plastic, which I have a few days off of work here, so I'll be able to keep pressing. I'm gonna move over to my canopy of the reef tank here,
Yeah.
which it's all framed out.
Yeah.
That
Oh, cool.
I need to cut FRP boards for that. So it's gonna have a removable front panel and removable back panels, and then the sides are gonna be permanent.
Yep.
So I'm gonna kind of rough all those in and get them done, and then I'm going to put plastic on the top and bottom of it. Just to help seal it off. I was going to use FRP board, but then I was like, it won't be the most fun thing to try and hang in there, and really won't serve much in the way of a purpose that plastic could do. I don't care if light's spilling out of the top of it. So that has to be done. And once I have that roughed in, then I'm going to pull the canopy off. I'll get it temporarily secured to the tank too, where it has to finally go and put all the screws in. And then once that's all prepped up, I'm gonna take it all out. So, and I think I'm gonna put the electrical up too. Just rough that in on here, and then I'll pull the canopy off, put it to the side, clean the tank, seal the tank up with silicone for all the screw heads, corners, imperfections in the wood, and then clean it out really good. And then I'm gonna move on to putting in the felt liner and the pond liner.
And have you come up with a way for the glass to be front? Like how you're gonna
Um,
install the front glass yet?
I know what I've seen it. Actually, someone posted a video to me. Somebody that did it on a above ground pond where they put a viewing
Oh
window
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I had a similar idea. I'm not going to do like bolts through because I don't like to put more holes through things than there need to be. Which there's probably going to be a piece of acrylic on the top that hangs over in a curve or a 90-degree angle to hold the glass up when the water level's down. And then the glass is going to sit probably onto a piece of ceramic tile or PVC to hold it up. So that way it's held in place, and when the tank's filled, the water pressure will hold it against it.
Oh right. Wow.
But
Wow.
the other stuff's going to stay in place no matter what to hold the glass where it needs to be. But that's going to be kind of how I do it. I still need to test out what kind of sealer I'm going to use.
And would you seal it from the outside or from the inside?
Inside.
Inside.
Well, the way I'm going to do it is a little different than I sealed before. I'm going to put the glass in its final resting place with spacers, and then I'm going to inject the silicone or RTV or gold
Yeah.
bond into that seal space.
Right.
So that'll be done from the inside and the outside. So it's just going to be squeezing it in through the gap there. And then once that's done, I'm probably going to wait 2 weeks and get more plumbing and stuff done because I'm going to do 2-inch drains on this tank. Once this is all cured up, hopefully by then I'm ready to go with some preliminary plumbing. And then I'll start filling, and I'll probably take a week or so to fill this tank because I want to really test. I want to slow. Well, it's a few things, and you'll probably want to do this too with when you get your big display. Is don't, and this is to everybody watching, never fill a very large tank all at once. That's a very bad idea.
No.
Um, I'm gonna probably fill this tank about halfway
Hmm.
and let it sit for a few days
Yeah.
and put tape on the glass to make sure the water level doesn't change
Yeah,
or
exactly.
or the tank level itself doesn't shift.
Yep.
Because it's a lot of weight on the floor, and you never
Yep.
want to put that big a load down that quickly.
Yeah.
Uh, which before I fill it too, I'll have to shim the stand.
Hmm.
Just any little gaps, I'll hammer shims into it, so
Yeah.
it's making good contact with the floor. Uh,
So
and then
the glass, like, I'm trying to conceptualize, like, so you're not gluing the glass on and leaving it there while it sets. You're supporting the glass and
Mhm.
injecting the sealant around it so that the glass is supported and the gaps are filled with the sealant stuff, right?
Yeah. So here's the old glass. So it'll be basically the exact same thing, which you can't see any of it because it's covered. But here's my seal.
Hmm.
It's like an inch and a half, inch and a quarter on the top,
Yeah.
and I put pieces of zip tie in here as spacers. So there's a a gap that's probably about a 16th of an inch on the glass all the way around.
Right.
So I'll support the glass on the bottom, similar to this.
Hmm.
I'll probably have a couple other pieces in there too. And then I'll use a piece of acrylic or something to hold the glass against the face because
Right.
um, the pond liner won't be secured to the wood.
Kind of like you would put a plastic tablecloth on a picnic table with a clip.
Yeah, same thing. And then once it's held in place and I got the glass positioned where I want, then I'll go ahead and I'll just inject my sealer in all the way. So when I start injecting, I'll just watch it from the inside to see if it's going all the way. And
Right.
then I'll just keep pushing it in because there'll already be a gap.
Hmm.
It doesn't need to be compressed
Right.
because
Yeah,
it'll get.
that's what I was getting at, is that it's not like it's not like the weight of the glass is going to contribute to how that sealant stays in place. It's just filling that gap with the glass supported so that it's in contact with it, right?
Yeah. And then once it's on there, like, well, because here's a little test I'm doing with a piece of pond liner. This, you know, it's going to be pushing the pond liner will be between the wood and the glass
Hmm.
with a sealer in between.
Right.
So the water pressure is going to push against that seal
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
So
And so you have to fill any gaps so the water can't get out, like, through it won't get through the sealant because all of the gaps will be filled.
yeah, and it's just going to act like a big gasket.
Right.
So and we'll
Oh,
see because I know the one sealer I have will really stick to silicone well. This is just regular silicone one, which laterally I could really yank hard on this
hmm.
and it's not moving. But if I try to pull straight, it'll
Right.
pull it off. But I
Yeah.
didn't sand that or anything either, which is something
Hmm.
that you really have to do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna I got some other glass that was for my old uh, cross bracing. I'm gonna clean up a piece of that,
Hmm.
cut some pond liner, and I'm gonna use I'll probably do the same test: silicone, standard silicone one, unsanded pond liner, silicone one with a sanded pond liner, and then
Hmm.
I'm going to use RTV 108 uh, with it sanded, and then I'm going to use this other stuff I got that's called Gold Label, which I'll probably buy a couple more tubes of this anyways because this stuff will work underwater.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
yeah, it's
And,
expensive stuff.
and
So
how thick is that glass? Hey, Dan Middleton. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Alex, how thick is the glass?
It's three-quarter inch.
3/4 inch. Mm.
Yeah. Sorry, it's all looks horrible. Yeah, it does not need to be this thick because this glass pane's only like 22.5 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was ordering glass, I just said, you know what? I'll just get it 3/4 and be done with it.
Yeah.
So the magic trick is going to be getting this piece of glass inside that tank. So
Yeah. The block and tackle.
yeah. Or we'll figure out some other means to do it. It'll involve levers or pulleys or ropes.
Yeah. I guess
So
you won't be able to hang any block and tackle from the ceiling without piercing all of that plastic, though, right?
I wouldn't want to put that onto the house either. If I'm gonna do that, I'll build the frame out of like 4x4s or
Yeah.
2x6s or something that I know can.
Yeah.
I'd almost say it'll be kind of like the canopy,
Yeah.
but it won't be the actual canopy. It'll be something I build that'll take the load, and then I could use that to hoist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, hey, Oscar. So I noticed that you disappeared. We lost Oscar. His battery was low. Hello, B Speed. DC Reefer says his new tank is 1-inch glass, super heavy. He's getting the LFS to lift this beast. Yeah, I'm gonna, when my tank's built, the price includes shipping, and our hope is that we'll be able to have it forklifted and put in the garage. I'm assuming it'll have to be taken off the truck on a forklift and get the thing put in the garage, and we will be assembling the stand so that we can hang the lights. And then I'm going to hire an aquarium mover company that I know of to come with their crew to actually bring the tank into the house. And because it's only 21 inches high, they can turn it sideways to come through the front door. And the room we're in, that it's going to be in, is right beside the front door. So, yeah. Hey, Pappy Reefer, use an engine hoist. That's what he said.
I have been thinking about that. So I've looked at a few of those different little portable gantries you can get to move big stuff, and that's on the list.
Yeah. Can you rent those things?
Probably. I guess that would be kind of the thing is if I rent it, and it works, I guess I just had to figure out would it be more cost effective to rent it a couple more times or just buy one.
Right.
Well,
yeah. I wonder if is that the kind of thing you find on Kijiji or Craigslist? I don't know.
I don't know. I think if I'm going to buy one, I think I'm going to buy something new.
Mm-hmm.
Or something that somebody could show me works and does not pick up the heavy object and then fail and drop it.
Yeah. So. Stakes are pretty high.
Yeah. But no, once I get through waterproofing here, I'm hoping I could start going through some stuff. I have got some other housekeeping in here I have to do too with I desperately need to take all my plumbing that's in that bucket, bucket there probably, all these boxes back here, and there, and sort it.
Yeah. No, it presses on your brain after a while because my husband's running into this where he's working on building this stuff for me, and every time he needs another tool, he just looks at all the stuff in his workshop, and it's like he doesn't even know where to start excavating to look for the tool, and it kind of gets depressing after a bit, and then you just want to dive in, and once you do it, you feel so good.
Yeah, I spent way too much time locating all the pieces of plumbing I needed for my little project this morning.
Yeah.
So some of it I had bought new, but like the 1.5-inch bulkheads and 1.5-inch fittings, I was sitting there toying around looking for that stuff for way too long.
Yeah.
So, but it's like anything else. Once I get that done, I think I'll be a little happier. And then I just got to do, I really want to finish cutting this FRP board stuff so I could do a cleanup because this stuff is messy.
Yeah, is that what you had to wear the mask for?
Yeah, there's just dust everywhere, and I really want to clean it up, but I don't want to do it until I cut the pieces for the canopy. So
Yeah.
well, I shouldn't say maybe. I will be getting to that in the next few days.
So are you noticing any kind of a problem with lumber supply where you live? in your
No,
area? Yeah.
no,
We
it's
have
a little pricier, but
yeah, my husband bought 20 2x4x8s a week ago, and we called yesterday to get 4 more, and they had to cut 16 foot in half for us because when he was there last week, the warehouse had all kinds of them, and in a week they sold them all, and they don't know when they're getting more, and they're facing a slowdown in their business because materials are in such short supply.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I haven't seen it by me yet with anything, but I know it was pretty bad for a while. I think it's been getting a little bit better.
mhm.
But even when they were building my house, they told me there was a lot of stuff that they were
Oh yeah.
not going to get easily.
Yep, and I keep kind of an eye on the building that's going on by the builder we have because there are a couple other areas in town. And if we had waited till the end of the year to do our house build, this house would have cost us $80,000 more.
I believe it.
I can't get my head around it. I find it completely shocking. I don't know who can buy, like, who has the money. Like, how do you do it? How do and there's young couples, and honestly, I just it just blows my mind.
Well,
And
I don't know how things are
it's
in Canada, but mortgage rates are really low right now, so you could borrow a lot of money really cheap.
well, our real estate agent dropped by before Christmas, and he was saying that the banks now they're not even doing means tests at the moment because the market is so crazy that they'll give you a mortgage. There's a lot of competition because of all the house buying that's going on, because they know the value of the asset is going to it's going to jump by leaps and bounds, and it's been happening for about the last year and a half. So you just kind of wonder when it's all going to come to a big crash. I don't know. Anyway, but we're here. We're happy. And so I said to my husband, if you figure we need something like wood wise to work on the aquarium, like, I don't care if you won't need it for another month, like, let's buy it while the materials are available. Because if they're not available, it's going to be a delay when the time comes. DC Reefer's talking about an aluminum stand. Hey, DC, I saw your thing that they come with the 4-year-old. I saw that on Instagram. Kimber Reefs was the first person I ran across who built one of those innovative marine aluminum stands. And looks like you've got yours all put together already, but I was going to put a message on your Insta to say if you have any questions or wondering about anything, she'd be a good person to contact because that's what she had for quite a while. That's the first person I saw that had one of those stands when I was considering it.
The T-slot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I thought about doing one of those, but
I was going to do aluminum, but it was just going to cost too much.
Yep.
And
So
so mine's
expensive.
powder coated steel is what mine's going to be, but not what you're expecting. It'll be different. So Hector, what are you going to do next in your tank?
Don't know. I'm just trying to work on stability right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring some colors out.
Hector, I mean, look at how much that water's rocking back and forth. It's never going to be stable when it's rocking back and forth like that. There's your problem.
Too much flow.
It's really mesmerizing, is what
Yeah.
it is.
So do you think if you had rock that was sticking out of the water there, do you think you get like little wave noises if the wave hit the rock, or would it just be a big mess because it would splash everywhere?
Well, yeah, because sometimes it be hitting the return area.
Yeah.
So it goes below a little bit. It just makes that extra noise that you don't want.
Yeah. Well, I was
Gonna
thinking
say the
I want to try some surging in my tank to see if I can work up, if I can set up my pumps to do the 6 small waves and then a big wave.
Yeah.
And if I have rocks sticking out of the water, I wonder if I would get any kind of a rushing sound. I don't know.
Yeah.
I should do some experimenting. Oh, hey, Nat King Reef. What's up,
Yeah.
family?
I mean, I'm waiting on some power heads right now, different ones.
Yeah.
Because the ones I got here is the PP8s, and right now they are 10%.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Wow.
10% wave mode, so they powerful.
So Sichi has a nano power head. I bought 4 of them.
Yeah.
Because for the very first time ever, it said right in the material with the pump that they are suitable for use with on-off wave makers,
Okay.
where like short cycle. Where before only high doors were the only ones I could find that would accommodate that without burning out.
Yeah.
Any of the Tunsies or any of those, unless you pair them with their controller, they say you can't do the on-off cycles. Because I have this high door smart wave, and so I bought 4 of these Sichi nano wave pumps because that's what I'm going to put in the overflow of the tank.
Okay.
I'm going to have power heads in the overflow in such a way that they're going to keep everything stirred up.
Yep.
Because the grossness that was in the Red Sea overflow was unbelievable. And I remember being afraid to even put a brush down the overflow pipe because I didn't know what kind of a catastrophe I would unleash by pushing all that gunk down into the sump. Right? And 3 years of running that thing, I wish now that I had opened up the valve to see what it looked like inside, but I was afraid to open it before I sold the tank because of all those little crusty calcareous worms that grow. And I thought, if I get this thing open and I can't get it closed properly, then it's going to be a problem, right? So I didn't. But anyway, so I'm going to use these little power heads on the high door smart wave, which I love. It has 2 cords. You can plug 2 things into it. So I'm sure this isn't probably a good idea, but it always worked. So into each of those plugs, I plugged a 3-way splitter, and I was able to run 6 power heads on the high door smart wave.
Oh, wow.
And if I set them up right, I could have them going on and off in the same area, across from others that were going on and off by plugging them properly into the 2 things. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do for the overflow. But I mean, if you're looking for a way to get water movement that doesn't involve a controller, the high door smart wave, they're not that expensive.
I do have one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I have one. I
And
didn't
you don't
like
have
it.
to use high door pumps anymore.
Yes,
use
I
a
still got
Sichi,
all that.
yeah, you use the Sichi nano ones, the little tiny ones.
Yeah. I still have it. Like with that one, I never liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, the problem is, I talked to the high door guy because I like high door pumps. They're cheap and they're serviceable. But the problem was that the high door smart wave, you can set it for as little as 5 seconds to go on off, or I think it goes up to 2 minutes. So the power heads are designed to turn on and off every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you set it like I used to at 10 seconds, it burns them out. So why do they even have that setting available on the
Yeah,
smart?
yeah.
And he's the guy that told me not to use vinegar because vinegar eats away at the resin that seals the electrics. He said to use
Oh,
citric
okay.
acid,
Yeah.
and that a lot of the parts are replaceable. So, you know,
Yeah.
when the basket breaks, when the little stopper
Yep.
inside breaks and then your pump runs backwards, those
Mm-hmm.
things are replaceable. So I like high door pumps. I think they're good value for money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wish they would put all of these little tips in their instructions.
Yeah.
But I mean, then they wouldn't sell as many, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Carlos 23. Nice to see you.
Yeah. I still use mine. I got one on the sump on the return pump.
Yeah,
I got one there.
yeah.
I got the new ones too. I got one of the new one, the smart one, the Wi-Fi one,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
or Bluetooth Wi-Fi, something like that.
What
Yeah.
do they like?
They're really nice. The
Yeah.
Aquame, I think that's the
Oh,
name
yeah,
they.
yeah, yeah. Aquamai. Yeah.
Yeah, Aquame. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Oh, cool.
Let me see if I find it. I was working on it earlier.
So, Hector, what's happening with you for work these days? Probably can't hear me.
Oh, it's right here.
I'm not hearing them.
I'm watching the clownfish in Hector's tank. It's kind of late for them, hey?
So this is how they look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really
Oh,
nice.
yeah. They're nice. They've got those kind of slanted vents.
Yeah, really nice. And then I got the tube magnet. All
Yeah,
this is rubber.
yeah.
You
And
just
that cup goes around the back and it stays there and you can position it.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
you can put it however you want. I like them. They're nice, really nice.
Yeah. And they're not that expensive either, are they?
Well, depend where you buy it from.
Hmm.
If you buy it from Petco, then yeah, they
Oh,
expensive. Petco, oh my god,
yeah.
pumps like the new return pumps they have. You go to Petco. I mean, but at least they do a price match.
Okay.
So, but the new return pumps here, I saw the smaller one for like almost $200. Crazy.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So $180, I think it was. Because
Wow.
I was thinking to get that one as a backup, just in
Nice.
case. But
Oh, hey, Chase V. How are you doing? Chase V Reefing is here. And
okay.
I feel bad because I was on Reef Bum's live stream the other night and I was describing my lighting setup and I got the idea from Chase V Reefing and I didn't give you credit, Chase. I'm sorry, but I will when I do the video. So the idea is with the perimeter of light bars and then the panel lights in the middle. Anyway, cool.
Nice.
What's Alex doing now? He's running something.
They gotta be tired.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's motivation. I'm like that. Like when I'm doing a
Yeah.
project or something, I start, then I get tired, rest for a little bit, and new ideas come flying, and I just gotta keep going.
Yeah. I have the opposite problem. I wait far too long to try to start things because I try to think through everything so I'm not going to make any mistakes so that it's
Yep.
all going to work.
Yep.
And it's I sometimes get paralyzed by uncertainty, you know, a lot of times I think I should just jump in and do it, even with things like cleaning up the tank. And because like so many times you put your hands in there and you start knocking stuff off and
Yeah.
you know, I just think it's I don't know. I need to get over that and just
Just
do
do it.
things.
Yeah.
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 Oh, hey, Marcus Aurelius 187. Hey, you're still around. I take it the move made it. Yes. The Red Sea tank got emptied into a 90-gallon sumpless reef tank with 2 canister filters, and we are in the new house. And I'm probably 1 day away or 2 days away from paying for my new tank, and that will start the clock ticking for the build.
Nice.
So it's finally reached that point. Oh, Chase V, thanks, Chase. That was a lot of fun. Keith Berkelhammer, he's very good with keeping his guests relaxed. Because I was pretty nervous before I started that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Robert Poorman. Hey, don't worry about being late. It's probably real early for you. I think you're in the UK. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what do you think, guys? 10:51 p.m. I've got a couple grandson pictures. You want to see any?
Yay.
Sure.
All right, let's see what I got. So this was his very first walk of 2021 with his dad. He's in the backpack.
Hey.
He's remarkably happy considering he hates having mittens on. And this was just taken today.
It's so big.
And yeah, oh, he's growing. Oh, wait till you see
Yeah.
this one. He, it's almost like nothing to see here. It's just, this is just normal.
Mhm.
He's crawling up.
I like how the dog's sitting on the couch like I don't got anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Right, pretty
Like
much.
the cat.
Yeah. So he gets up on here by climbing on a box, like a toy, like
Yep.
a cardboard box from a car set that I got him.
Yeah.
And if it's just in the right spot, he just climbs right up and right onto the furniture. So they have pictures of him in a drawer in the kitchen. And
Wow.
he climbs up on the open dishwasher door.
Yeah.
Now he's just getting into everything.
Yeah. Now it's time to watch him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and he knows what he wants. I wouldn't say he's stubborn or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
he gets it in his mind and he heads for whatever he wants and he goes for it. So it's going to be fun teaching him what's safe and what's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
Cool.
so much fun. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys were here early. Did you see, Hector, the pictures so far of the basement with the sump and everything?
Yeah, I got to see. Well, I saw 2 of them. The
Oh yeah, you
carbon
were
reefing
here.
wall.
I don't know about Alex. Anyone who's joined late, this is how far we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I heard the references to the dumpster ceiling.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that, and then this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the big kind of mess while everything was being put together.
Love the station.
Yeah, it
Saltwater
turned out
station.
really, really
Really
good.
nice.
Yep. And our son-in-law is a carpenter.
Yep.
And he's in a union. He knows all of the formulas that you have to use to figure out how much weight a screw can hold
Okay.
and how many screws you need and all that kind of stuff. So when my husband first built the water station, there was one support piece that he had to add after he showed it to our son-in-law. But the rest of it was all good. So, and you see the piece of wood sticking up to the right of the upper tank?
Mm-hmm.
That's there so that I can coil up the hose and hang it over.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, it's coming along.
Yep.
Really
Slowly
nice.
but surely. When we had all of the stock tanks set up while we were figuring out the orientation of each one and all the different heights,
Mm-hmm.
compared with the first layout we had, the layout we decided on to finalize so much more compact. And that's why the plumbing from the 150 to the 100 is going to travel approximately 3 feet. Out the side and then down, and the output is going over the top edge, so it's just going to go down and over the top edge. And then the pipe that's going to go from that tank to the final tank is going to come out the side and go across and go in the side of the other one. So it'll be like 2 feet long. And in that little space, there'll be 3 valves for my water changes. And the nice thing is that I can turn 2 simultaneously and then the third one. So it's like I don't have to turn a valve here and run across the room and turn another valve or anything like that. So the new layout is really, really a lot better. And we also talked about how we're going to run the PEX coil for the radiant heating. And in the course of talking about it, we changed a bunch of original ideas that we had. So it's going to be even better. And the piping, the PEX piping, instead of traveling a long way from the heater up to the ceiling and across and then down again, it's going to travel a much shorter distance. So more of the pipe coil will be in the water instead of out in the air traveling across, from one side of the room to the other. So so that was good. It was good to work out all of those details. And it's always great to make friends with a plumber and an electrician. And we've done that. And I mean, we're paying them for what they're doing. Don't get me wrong, but nice guys really know what they're doing. When my husband showed the electrician the heater, he asked him the water heater, he asked him how many gallons it was. He said he knew right away how many watts it was and exactly how it had to be. Like we're putting in a 20 amp breaker and a plug for that heater alone. And then we're going to put in another 15 amp plug and the circulating pump is going to get plugged into that. So it's a lot of details, like a lot of details that you can't really decide until you're in the space looking at it. Marcus Aurelius, I'm hardly ever up this late, so don't get to see much. Oh, I'm glad you could join us. It's nice of you. Did I miss the reef tour? Hint, hint. Robert Pullman, the reef tour. Which reef tour? Hector's reef tour? I don't have a reef tour right now.
My reef tour is not very impressive.
How's the holding tank doing? How's the livestock doing now?
It seems like it's doing okay. I guess I'm a little apprehensive now because I've gotten this far, and there have been some problems. So I'm like, I'm trying to just leave it alone.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm trying to get so much done in here, like as quickly as I can, properly, so that when I'm ready here, I can go in and just be done with it.
Yeah.
So I will feel much more comfortable when I have that sump and skimmer running with a UV sterilizer on it.
Yeah.
In the other tank, as opposed to the temp thing that's going now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. My temp tank, things are doing great, except I have lost a few things. But I just feel like it's a ticking time bomb. Like it just every day that goes by and my acanthophilia at the bottom is hanging in there. My fox coral's hanging, it's doing good. Buster the symphilia is looking better than he did. The color's coming back from when my nutrients bottomed out. But I can hardly wait to get it moved so that I get the proper flow and the proper light for everything. Because it just, yeah.
No, that's exactly where I'm at. Is it just, and there are some things in there that are doing just fine, and there's some other where I'm just kind of going,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But everything's been through a lot in the last few months, and we'll just have to see. So, luckily, most of it is all replaceable stuff that can be replaced and is aquacultured, so that's good.
Yeah. So we've had a request for a tour of Hector's tank. Hector, you want to do another tank tour? It's from Robert Poorman.
Sure. Well, this one
And
is off now. The
Dave's
14 gallons
went to sleep.
went to sleep. Everybody's closing
That's
up for the
okay.
night. But they still get a little light from the other one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so a 40-gallon breeder, standard 40-gallon breeder, May Peninsula. Just simple. Try to keep it simple as possible.
What's your
No,
favorite coral in there? Robert's asking.
my favorite one? All of them.
Oh,
Like, yeah, because I mean, they all got something. You know, for me, like I always say, if I could keep it alive, that's good enough for me.
yeah.
You know, it took so much at the beginning to learn how to keep a zoa alive or
Uh-huh.
anything alive. You know, and now to be able to grow them and see something from half inch or not even an inch or
Yeah.
not even half an inch and grow them to be something. It's just amazing.
Yep.
You know, so some, that I want to see what they're gonna become once they grow. Yeah, I got some like that pink one right there.
Yep.
Can't wait to see what they're gonna turn out to be.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm in love with Gonoporas. That's becoming my favorite ones right now.
Yeah. Cool.
And Zoas, I love Zoas. I love Zoas. I wish I could have just one tank for Zoas only.
Yeah. Well,
A tank that I could fit all the Zoas.
yeah. Well, and you have a pretty good zoa garden in the DNT
Yeah,
tank.
yeah. Yeah, but there's so
Yeah, I
many
gotta.
out there that you just want to have them all.
Yeah, next time I do zoas, I'm gonna take a different approach because I loved the zoa garden I had, but a lot of them ended up like suffocating each other out over
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
almost thinking about doing like a tree or something with
Mm-hmm.
removable rocks where I could keep, you know, things shadowed so they can't grow onto each other very easily.
Yeah.
That's the thing about zoas and pallies. You don't know which ones grow the fastest.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you did, you'd keep them farther away. That's the problem I have, where I've got overgrowth of 3 or 4 different kinds, and one is
Mm-hmm.
gradually out competing all the others. But I
Yeah.
didn't know that when I started, or I would have arranged them differently.
But you know, it also all depends because at the beginning when I had my purple monsters, they were growing crazy fast.
Yeah.
Then once I put them together with other swords,
Mhm.
it stopped. It stopped
Yeah.
growing fast as they were before, and they got overpowered by other Zords and they disappear.
Yeah.
The purple monsters.
Yeah, and it's
So
like well, when I was going to college and we learned about the natural cycle of wetlands, for example,
mhm.
like everybody freaks out when a pond turns into a swamp, turns into a bog, then it starts to become dry. Well, it's natural. So there's a
Mhm.
natural cycle depending on what's growing there, and I think it happens in reef tanks too. It just, we're the gardeners.
Yeah.
We have to sort of keep on top of trimming that stuff back, so we maintain what we want, right? Instead
Yeah.
of letting
Yeah.
it go crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how we got to look at it.
Marcus Aurelius 187, you had some nice hard to find pieces too. You know what? I have not lost. The only thing I've lost is a torch and one lobophilia, my black and green one that I really liked. But I have the skeleton, and it's in a place that gets light and flow. And I'm hoping there's enough tissue there that
Yeah.
one of these days I'll start to see it coming back. And I have one chalice that's not getting enough light to survive, and maybe the size of my baby fingernail is still alive. And it's the only part of the whole chalice that gets any light. And I cannot move the rock that's shading it, because if I do, the whole left side is going to collapse.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm talking about how these things, they just have to hang in there and survive. So if
Yeah.
they do that, I'm really hoping that when I move it over, it's going to be one of the first things I move over so that I can get the light. So I don't know.
Yeah. And this became my favorite one. So as of all of them.
Oh yeah, the
Because
hornets.
it was so hard for me to find them. And once I got them, they almost died, and they came back with vengeance, and they doing good so far. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my finger crossed that I could just. That was my first initial plan, just grow a whole rock full of them, and
Yeah.
then frag from there, and do not take nothing from the main.
Mm-hmm.
You know, washed out at all. So
Yeah. Have you ever tried putting little pieces of rubble close by and letting them grow over it?
no,
And then,
no, I haven't tried that yet.
you just remove the rubble, like a
No.
little piece of rock, you know, and you could just put a tiny bit of glue under it so it doesn't go anywhere. And then when they grow over it, you could just pull that out. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
haven't
I
tried
did
it.
mine.
Sorry?
Yeah. Go ahead, Alex.
That's what I did in my Zoa garden to try and weed out the nirvanas and some of the other ones. I just throw rubble rock right on top of them.
Yeah. Yeah, with
Yeah.
this one, I'm so scared just to frag them and then they just start dying because it happened before. So,
It sure looks happy where it is.
yeah. Ever since I put it there. Same
Yeah,
thing
just
with
put a rock.
the orange one. Mm-hmm.
Just glue a little rock next to them, and when they grow over, you can just cut them off, cut the linkage between them if there is
Yep.
one, and
Yeah, try grow them again. Yeah. I will try that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And your potato chip coral looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That one came from Drama D.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
one
wish
of the
those came
pieces
in
he
some
sent
other
me.
colors.
Yeah.
I know.
Does it put out sweepers, Hector, that you know of?
No, I haven't seen it do. Well, you know why? I think I did saw some sweepers one time. Really, really tiny, but more in the center of the colony.
Hmm.
Never really looked for them in mine.
Yeah,
I still got a couple small
think I
pieces of
did
mine going.
saw some sweepers one time. Yeah, that one came as a little tiny frag. The drummer D sent me over here, and again almost died through the trip. 'Cause it took about 2 days to get here, and I managed to save a couple of the corals he gave me. And I survived, and it's doing good.
Cool. Hey, James Lara.
They're so fragile, though. They break easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably
I
how
like
they
the grow
propagate in
pattern.
the wild. That's probably how they
Probably.
propagate in the wild. You know, they break off and
Mm-hmm.
go in the new place.
Also, this one came from Germany.
That is a divine mystic sunset, isn't it?
Yeah,
Monster
I
Eye.
love it.
Yeah, I have one of those in the 90, and it has never looked better than it has since it's been in that tank.
You can
And
see the different growths here. You can see
yeah,
the top part. That
mhm,
was the tiny pieces in.
yep,
Then I glued that into a frag, and then to a tile, to one of those tiles.
mhm.
So it has covered everything already.
Yeah, that's one of like very few in my tank anyway that I've ever had that are truly red. And
Mm-hmm.
the polyps are such a beautiful blue color.
Yep. Yep. This is a beautiful one. I
What's
see
it
one
encrusting on? Is it encrusting on the glass?
on the glass. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Oh, I so want to be able to have a window again so I could look at things sideways. I miss
know.
that a lot. And
Benny's asking if that's what you gave him, Hector.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got that one. And that's the
yeah, that
he gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those bubblegum digis. I
Yeah.
had a colony going once. It was starting to take off, and then I had one of my coral crashes, lost it, and I never did get another piece of it.
I should probably take a picture, and next week I'll have it on the live stream of what was sold to me as a bubblegum digi. And it's intertwined with an encrusting Season's Greetings Montipora. And they're kind of growing around each other. But the bubblegum that I have, the tips are like magenta. They're not green, they're magenta, and the actual polyps themselves are sort of an orangey pink.
Yep.
That's got super good polyp extension.
Yeah, it's doing really good.
Benny says his is growing onto the back glass now.
Nice.
So Hector, what are you dosing these days?
Still cold water.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yep. That's
Wow.
it.
That's
Still
cool.
cold water. Yep. I test everything today. And everything was good. Salinity 8.5, salinity 1.026. Temperature stay at 76. Nitrates and phosphate, I won't give you a number because I got the color ones. So everything looked the 0. So it had a little bit of color, but
Yeah.
God knows what's the right number there. Magnesium, I gotta get a test kit for that. But I don't worry too much about magnesium. I should, but I don't.
It's one of those things. If you had a Duncan, do you have a Duncan in here?
Yeah.
If the Duncan looks happy, you got enough magnesium. That's how I look at it.
So and that's how I know when the tank needs magnesium. So whenever it closes or one of those 2 colonies closes, I dose 10, 20 mils of magnesium. Next day it's back open. So I did it the other day and I was surprised because I did water change last week. So first I was doing every week. I'm gonna start doing every week again.
Yeah. Because you were having really good success for a while there when you were doing
growth. The growth was nice, and then I stopped. Once I moved the tank, I stopped, and I'm doing it now every 2 weeks. So I'm not seeing the same results I was getting when I was doing it every week.
Oh, hey, good night, Benny. Nighty night, my favorite ReefGrrl, and good night, y'all. Thanks for coming.
Good night, Benny.
Good night.
Yeah. Oh, what is that with the orange edge on it?
That's how Monty.
Cool.
Also came back from the dead. that frag was given to me by my LFS, a freebie, and when I got it, doing my inspection, I didn't see no nudibranchs on it at all, nothing. Once it got its color back, then one day I saw one part dying. I said, what's wrong here? Went in with the dipping, and I found like 3 or 4 big nudibranchs on it.
Oh my God, those things are awful.
Yeah.
They look like little clumps of gray dust with legs. Oh, hey, Straight Reefer. Yeah, I've had those, and I was staring at them for months. I didn't know what they were, because you know how sometimes you get that little kind of lichen stuff? It like grows like a little web, and it's gray, and it just hangs down from the bottom, and it's not. It's some sort of a I don't know, fungus or it looks like lichen.
Yeah.
I thought that's what that was, and I was staring right at Monty eating nudibranchs. I didn't even know it. That was when I had my 20-gallon.
Yeah, first I didn't want to kill them, but then I got the other monkeys in the tank, so I said, you know what, I gotta
Yeah, yeah,
get
you
rid
got
of
it.
them.
Yep, so true.
This one, girl's dad, that you talk about a lot on this side,
Oh yeah.
but right now I fed him earlier, so
Nice.
yeah, some stuff came back
That,
from the dead, and they doing
you know,
good.
that is so attractive with that green and orange.
Hmm. When the guy had it as his big colony, he had some blues in it.
Mm.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
had
could
some
see it
blues.
being blue, kind of up near the right-hand side there.
Hmm. So I put it lower just to see what color change. Probably move it out of there later on. Put it somewhere and see if it changes colors.
It's amazing what comes back, because my, RG Midnight Firefly, that
Hmm.
whole colony turned white when I had the ammonia spike after all of my fish died,
Yep.
and I put ammo lock in the tank. Don't ever do that. It's a mistake. It says it's reef safe, but it will RTN
Yeah,
aquapora and millipora. So anyway, uh, the whole colony of it went white, but one edge that was encrusting stayed green. And now you can see polyps. It's still
nice,
white, but it's getting a very, very faint fluorescence all over all of the branches.
nice.
So I'm really, really hoping that by the time I go to move it back, that it's actually got color coming back.
Hmm.
And when the white lights are on, or when the lights are off, so you shine like a white flashlight in,
Hmm.
which I do at night whenever I'm there after dark, I will shine the flashlight in to look for polyps.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, polyp extension. That's when they do their most, their polyp extension.
Hmm.
And that particular coral had purple tips. When the blue lights are on, it's green and royal blue and purple going to yellow. But when all the blue lights are off and you shine a white light on it, the whole branch is purple, like a pale lavender color.
Yeah.
And the other day I noticed they're pale lavender. So it's not
Mm.
far from the tissue coming back. And so it just goes to show you. I mean, I was getting ready to pull it off, and I just thought, yeah, you know what? As long as there's no algae growing on it, I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it's coming back.
Alex, I have a question. Have you ever seen something like this?
What's the one on the left? The big,
The dark one, yeah, the one in the middle.
the one in the middle?
Yep.
What color is it normally?
It's like a purple with green.
It almost looks like a setosa in its growth habit.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought too. But the guy that gave it to me, he has some frags, and they grow like, once it starts shooting up, like acro, like an
Oh,
acro.
yeah, there's a couple
It
of,
look kind of it looked like that. Once it start growing or shooting
oh,
up, just
cool.
sticks like that. So
I guess the main difference is whether it has like how the correlates are arranged when the polyp extension happens.
yeah.
Because I noticed with the setosa, even when it gets branches, it still has polyps like Montipora, of course, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. But so it just has the little flower polyps all over it. But I feel like Acropora has two kinds of polyps that come out.
Yeah.
It's the short ones and then the threads.
Yeah, this one, the skin kind of look like the pavona style.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it looked like to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
But it is an acro.
No, no, no. I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
Let me see. Let me turn on the white light. Maybe you can see it better under the whites. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it might be one of those things. You might just need to let it grow a bit, and then that way you can kind of see its full form.
Hector Marcus Aurelius 187 says he wishes his LFS was as nice as yours.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
Yeah, hard to see, but
So the one that you got it from the mother colony is like it's branching.
no, this basically is the mother colony. He stayed with the branches.
Okay, but
You had
it
two
grows
branches.
branches out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to tell.
Yeah. Let me turn off the flow.
Like
I'm looking at my phone screen too, so that's kind of like tiny.
Yeah.
my first impression when I see it is that it's a tort. Just
Yeah,
because
that's what I thought when he had it, because that's the colors it had, like that
yeah,
purple and that green.
and the chunky branches.
Yeah. Let me see from top.
Yeah, that'd be the thing. Is do the branches stay chunky or do they get real thin or something?
Yeah, and I'd be interested in what kind of polyps come out of it, if any.
Mm-hmm. It's
Wow.
hard to see.
What do you have, like
Yeah.
a UV flashlight or anything, Hector? Does it fluoresce?
No, no, it don't fluoresce. I mean, on the white light you can see colors
Yeah,
with your naked eye, but under the blues they're just dark.
yeah, yeah.
That sounds like a good one to take some close-ups of that are
Yep.
in a decent resolution, post it on the forum and say, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there could be some real oddball thing, or it could just be that because it's not fully grown out yet,
Mm-hmm.
it really can't determine what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna see my friend send me pictures of his so I could post it on Instagram.
Hmm. Well, when I have the Corals of the World book, the Viron, and when you sit down and go through that, the variety of acropora is just beyond belief.
It's
And they
crazy.
haven't even documented them all. They've just got what they could.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can remember what that looks like. I can sit down tomorrow and have a look and see if I can find anything. The only thing is, they don't give common names. Like, we would call it a
Yeah.
tort or a tenuous or whatever.
Yeah. Scientific name.
They have the scientific name, so
Yeah.
you have to figure it out. Is that a
Well, the challenge too is that some of them, the differences are so small that you almost have to like dissect them under a microscope to figure them out.
Exactly. And that's true with some of the LPS corals, is they only can tell the difference because of the skeleton, how the septae are arranged, what the separation is like between polyps, the valleys, the ridges, all that kind of stuff. I want to learn all of that once I get some time, and so that I can, get a better sense of what the structure's like, because you can frag some of those things that are like favia and things like that. And to me, the intelligent way to frag them would be to cut them where it's going to do the least damage.
Yep.
So if you know what the structure is, you can get a better idea. So you're not cutting through the middle of a polyp where you might cut off the structure that it needs to heal itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting topic because it's some of it too. Like I always get fascinated by it, but I feel I need to do some experiments because some things, I guess it's just the way I kind of look at stuff like that is the logical place to cut it for fragging really the right place to do it? Or if you did some kind of oddball thing and you do that, you find out it grows twice as fast or something.
Yeah. Well, as an example, when I trimmed back my Miyagi tort before I made the move, a piece fell off that was 3/8 of an inch long, and it was the very end of one of the branches. So I found it, and I took it, and I put it on a little frag plug, put it in Mollywood, and I forgot about it. You should see that thing now. It's completely encrusted on the frag plug, and it has the center branch is about probably 3/4 of an inch, but the number of corallites that are coming up off of the encrusted area is amazing. And this is all from a tiny, tiny 3/8 of an inch nub that probably was a third covered with glue when I stuck it down on the frag plug. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, Tomothy is saying it needs axial corallites to be an acro, which are the bumps around the
Yeah.
outside, I guess. And sometimes the axials aren't yet present on frags from flat encrusting parts of an acro colony. Yeah, and that's the other coral that's coming back is Minarnia, where the tip of it burned off from the ammo lock, but the rest of it, the bottom half of the branch and the encrusting part is like a plum color, and it is covered with bright yellow bumps. So I am really interested in seeing what that looks like because that one was a beautiful plum color, and the branch that came out, it was a soft yellow, and the plum part had plum polyps, and the yellow part had yellow polyps. It was just beautiful. So again, I thought I had lost it, but it's changing. Hector, do you have any idea what ocean that one might have come from? Like I know some of mine have come from the Caribbean. Do you know if like does your friend know?
No, no, I doubt it. He knows.
Yeah, because I know it's interesting with the when the Indo ban happened, my LFS started making contacts in Malaysia.
Yeah,
So
and that one I don't think is no type of acro.
yeah,
It just some type of encrusting, and then it just branch out.
yeah,
Kind of like the DG style.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the skin looks more like the Setosa style.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it just cool. I saw it in his stand. I said, "Yeah, can I get a piece of that?" And he said, "Oh, I just throw a big chunk under the rock because I don't want it." So I said, "Give it to me. I'll take it. I like it's different.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, hey,
like
Skookum
typical
Chuck.
corals."
Nice to see you here, Skookum Chuck.
Hey,
Yeah,
Scoop.
Oh,
I wonder, maybe there is purple Setosa or blue Setosa.
Yeah,
Like, I've only ever seen orange or red, but you never know.
yes,
Look at your yellow tang. What's going
yeah.
on here?
He
What
got
are you
big.
doing?
He loved the camera. Every time I
well,
try, like all this week, I've been trying to film a video. He's always in or coral, and he's in the way. I said, you know what? I leave it for another day. He loved the camera. Look, he's coming back.
I think I am gonna call it a night.
Yeah, here we are again, 11:30. Just get caught right up.
Thanks for having me on, and we'll see if you're on next week. I'll see if I can come on and share some progress.
Oh, that'd be great. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate the time that you spend, and it's always
Not a
interesting.
problem.
So thanks a lot.
Yep. Yep.
All right, nice talking to you,
Cool.
Hector. Everyone else
Yeah.
out there,
Same.
have a
Good
good
night.
night.
Stay
Yeah.
safe.
Too.
But yeah, he got so big. I probably gonna rehome soon. Well, not soon because he ain't big yet, but
Yeah.
he's the boss of the tank.
Yeah, my yellow tang is still a little bit wary of the green wrasse, but they're
Yep.
coexisting pretty well.
Yep.
And he's growing and
Yeah.
doing really like getting fat, which I like. I like my fish to be fat.
Yeah, this one got so big too fast.
He was tiny when you got him. He was like the
Yeah,
size of a
really
quarter, wasn't he?
Yeah, really small. Well, and the reason why I got it just that pickle where I bought it from, it just I'm not, the people there they don't know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
I saw it, the price was good, so I said, you know what, let me just try to save them.
Yeah.
And then, probably gonna take me longer to find a good home where I know he's gonna probably live the rest of his life, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to do that. But at least, once I do the upgrade for the bigger tank, he can move there
Yeah.
and then give him a few more years, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
And I guess too, like you could always put him in last when you move everything over.
Yeah, Yeah.
and let the other fish figure out, what territories they have and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, so far he got along with everybody in this tank. The only one is the yellow belly damsel. But the yellow belly damsel, he think he's the boss of the tank. So, but he only goes to with the yellow tan. He only try to bother the yellow tan. No other fish. The clown, he leave the clowns alone. It's only with the yellow tan they be fighting a lot.
Yeah.
And now since the female clown is not here, I guess this one coming over here pair up with the other one, and
Mm-hmm.
he's bullying this one.
Huh.
So
Always something.
yeah,
Is that a bird's nest? The
uh,
green?
yep,
That looks nice.
yeah, it's going nice. Yeah, they doing really good. I mean, I'm surprised things are just they're growing, and I want to see more from it, but in time, I guess.
And do
Because
you do you find you have, because you have more time with your tank? Is it like we were talking about before, where you spend so much time with it now, you maybe don't see the changes as much as if you're
no,
busy and
no, and believe it or not, I'm spending less time with the tank now.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, spending less time. Every day, because I got it here in the basement, so every day I come here. Most of the days I come here for 2-3 hours
Mhm.
and then go back to the house.
Huh.
Yeah,
So
so
it's not in your house,
huh?
or is it in your house?
No, the tank is in a different place.
Oh, so I know how that feels.
Yes, it's a long story, but I
Yeah,
leave that for
yeah,
another
yeah,
day.
yeah,
But yeah, and I mean, at least in this build, I make sure I did all the plumbing the right way
yeah.
to avoid any leak, any problem that I could possibly have if I'm not here.
Right.
Like the one I did before, that if I wasn't there, it
Oh,
was gonna be a
yeah,
mess.
yeah.
But this one, at least I had some planning for this one, so everything is good. Um, but yeah, I do miss my tank through the night when I wake up at nighttime, and I've been staying here for the past 2 days, so tomorrow I go back to the house.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
I
with my tank's at my daughter's place, and it's in the part of their house that's her office. So I try to go over there when she's having, because she works from home, when she's having her lunch between 12 and 1, or after 4 o'clock when she's done.
yeah,
And I have the lights shutting off at around 9, but it's been ages since I've been there any time past, oh, I don't know, 5:30 or 6.
yeah,
So I don't get a chance to look at the tank after
I know,
dark.
I know.
And I'm looking forward to that when I have it back, so I can see
Yeah,
the polyps and see
hmm,
what's bothering what else. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I used to do that every night.
yeah,
I don't sleep good at night, so
yeah,
wake up, go through the tank, see how everything's doing, see what's going on, and some people see that like, oh, it's too much, but it's what I love doing. you
well,
know,
that's when you see all the stuff that hides during the day.
exactly. A lot of people don't know this corals, they get active at night.
They
That's when
do.
they feed and
Yep.
do everything they do. Through
And
the daytime, they just absorbing light energy so
yep,
they can work through the night.
yep. And just wait until the tank is mature and it has its own hatches of rotifers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have those clouds in the water.
Yeah.
It's, oh man, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Because
It's so much into this that, like, you don't get bored. You don't get
yeah.
bored.
And when my tank was like that right at the end, probably the last 4 or 5 months that I had the Red Sea, I
Mm-hmm.
would shine the flashlight down and it would be like a sandstorm in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of the corals had their tentacles out, all of the LPS, like
Mm-hmm.
everything was feeding from the water column, and it just is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. It just you learn so much
Yeah.
about yourself,
Yep. Yep.
about life itself. It just
Yeah.
teaches you a lot of things. Just
Yep.
getting in this hobby, you know. So
Oh yeah, for sure. So Tomothy is asking about the Hawaii ban. I had seen something in the news about Hawaii, but are they running a ban again? Have you heard of this?
no.
Ryan McCallum says he's got a newborn at home, so he's been able to see his tank at all points of the day and night from sunrise to sunset. Yeah. Oh
Nice.
yeah. Oh hey, Johnny Martinez. Good night. Hector, Johnny's saying good night, fellow
Good night, Johnny.
reefers. Enjoyed Insane Reef and Hector's tanks. Thanks for sharing. Be safe, all. You too, Johnny. Yeah, I guess I should probably call it a night.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your phone is probably running out of juice by now.
I connected myself. I was dying. I got it on time.
Well, one of these weeks when the downstairs is ready to go, I'm going to get my daughter to be a moderator, and I'm going to log in on my phone, and I'm going to go downstairs and do a tour.
Nice.
And then that way I won't be able to be here, so I won't be able to see the chat or questions or anything like that. But if I spend 5 minutes downstairs just kind of showing you guys what's what,
Yeah,
then
that'd be nice.
it might be easier to kind of get an idea what the heck I'm talking about than me trying to describe it.
No, that'd be nice. You know, see the whole process.
Yeah.
Your thought about it. You know, your thought process and everything that you have going on.
Yeah.
It's nice. We all learn from all that.
Yep. And I really like feedback too, because if I'm doing something that's a bad idea because it's something I haven't thought about or considered, then I really appreciate hearing about that, because you can do so much reading and so much research, but you can't possibly cover everything.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Hector, for coming in.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I'm loving the update. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, no problem. Everything's doing well. Just can't wait to see all those pipes fill this up.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait. But in time will happen. Things are growing. They staying alive.
Yeah.
Everything is doing good. So.
Well, how old is this tank now? About 8 months?
Maybe no. Well, yeah, about yeah.
Yep. So
I was trying to do my first video for 2021. That's what I was trying to do, like go back in time.
Yeah.
To 2020 and what happened in those 12 months. Ups and downs and how we got where we are right now.
Yeah.
That was what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Because I went to the first one, and the first one I think was only one of the 14 gallons.
Yeah.
Then Fragging came along, and the other twin came along, and now here we are with my boy put what he said. This one is he kept with the city stuff. I said, well, no man, let's change that already. The Twin Cities is no longer.
Yeah.
We make them later when we got the space. Then we do the Twin Cities again.
Yeah,
bigger.
Well, and once you hit a year with this tank, then you might really start to see things take off.
Yeah, I mean, I am seeing changes in a lot of. I mean, when I got that one, it was just a little nub.
Yeah.
So since I got into now, that's a lot of growth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
good night, Diacanthus. Thanks for coming by.
Also, the one behind it, this one right here, that one, it was just also a little nub, and you know, for the time that since I got them, yeah. But certain things, they got better colors that you want to see at least, so it can start forming different shapes of colors.
Yep.
They just take you forever.
But once they start, they really go. Yeah.
But what
It's
I
that,
notice is a lot of them they start growing from the base more, like creating a nice firm base,
yeah,
and then they start shooting
yeah,
out. That's
yeah,
what I'm noticing. Like especially that pink one, it's
yeah.
just completing the frag plug first,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess soon it touches the rock. That's when it's gonna start.
Yeah. It's that adaptation, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see it. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
little bit different than moving coral or corals that can move that you can see the movement.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
different feeling, but when you pay so much attention to the growth and how
Mm-hmm.
they start growing and what they're doing, you'll be like, oh wow,
Yeah,
it's like a tree. They
yeah,
plant the roots real deep in the on the earth, and then they just start growing. So
yeah,
that's exactly what they're doing.
yeah.
Fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks,
Alrighty.
Hector. Good
So
night.
thank you so much for having me,
Thanks for coming
and
by.
looking
And
forward for the next stream and see what else is coming.
yeah, yeah, something new every week as
Yep.
it happens, right? And
Yep.
and thanks everybody for spending the time in the chat tonight. I really do appreciate it.
Definitely.
It was really active. We had a lot of people in and out, so
Nice.
it was good. We still got
Nice.
25 people here, so
Wow. Wow.
everybody have a good night and a good week and stay safe. And
Definitely.
we will see you next week.
Alrighty. See you
Okay.
guys. Thank
Yep.
you.
Good night.
Good night.